So I want to turn it over to one of you all's leaders, and that is Ms. Lawanna Gelzer, president of the NAN Central Florida chapter. Yes, we can clap. That's one of your own. Lawanna, can you talk to us about some of the work you're doing with the NAN down in Florida around environmental issues? We know Florida is at risk of hurricanes each and every season, and so we know you are doing some important work down there.
Well, it's a pleasure to have this panel because environmental injustice, I stumbled upon it almost 2 years ago. I grew up in a community in which you're talking about, a community that is 1.4 square mile radius only, has 2 Superfund sites, the worst of the worst, 454 contaminated lots. We have one of the highest asthma rates in the country. This is downtown Orlando, Florida. Downtown Orlando, Florida, where the Magic play, where they're proposing to put a soccer stadium and a whole lot of other things. And when you talk about gentrification, when my family moved to that community in 1971, it was 20,000 of us. It's down to 6,000. Yes, gentrification comes because a lot of times when they do get the funding, to improve our community, to make economic development, it moves us out. It's not for us. It's for sports venues and other things. Yes, people benefits from it. But why are we here today is because when the EPA came to tell us about this in a town hall meeting, of course the announcement was buried on, I gotta call it the real name, the Orlando Sentinel. We call it the Slantno in our area. On a Sunday, buried about something so important to a community. Thank God I found out about it. For those who know, I do an email blast, so I let everybody know to be to this meeting. But I want the EPA and others to understand, and what you need to understand is what happens once you find out this is affecting your community. The fight that you're in for. They do not want you to know this is happening. They want you to be silent and go away. Wrong person, wrong NAN chapter president. I'm not going away. This is a topic dear to me because I'm not going to say my age, but a person who played where they poured arson on the railroad tracks to keep the weeds because they had a coal manufacturing plant and they brought in the coal. The person who played basketball where they're getting ready to go down 60 feet to contain a plume who has reached all the way to Colonial, which is about a half a mile. A person who has friends, who has a child care facility for 37 years in that community, who has kept those children, my mother herself. We've had 2 kids come to our community, our center, brain cancer. I have respiratory problems. Never smoked a day in my life. Don't do those things. It is affecting us, and we're having to fight the city of Orlando. See, y'all come to Disney, but you need to know what's really going on. The other side of Orlando, what is happening to us. And what is happening to us is they're exploiting our demographics to get the funding. But the funding will not even test and tell the people that you need not to plant directly into the ground. Test the community and tell them why you have asthma. It's not because your house is not clean. It's because you're living on contaminated land. And it's been like that for the longest. But instead, the city spent at least $800,000 of my tax dollar, because I might not live there anymore, but you just raised my taxes 23%. I have a problem, so I tell to each and every one of you, this is a community organizer, and it's a proud moment to see environmental justice being talked about by NAN and by you, because you need to understand this is important to us. This is a civil rights issue. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lawanna.
I just want to add, the reason I said I stumbled upon environmental injustice because my own government was withholding information for 10 years from the community. But I need to add that I did partner with the Sierra Club locally, the FAMU Law School Symposium and Environmental. They will work in the Democratic Black Caucus on environmental injustice. We're still building our coalition, but You need to be prepared for a fight you never knew was coming, because economics is not what they're fighting to keep and maintain the status quo. But it's on the backs of people of color. And so if you say our middle name is action, be prepared for action, because this is major. This is affecting our community and has been affecting our community for many, many years, but we did not know. Now we know. We're talking about it. So I'm just saying, I'll share with you some fights also, and I'll give you my cards and some people you need to contact. Be prepared. They don't want you to know, but don't give up. You're fighting for those voiceless people. You're fighting for them.
Thank you, panel, and thank you, Ms. Gelzer. You said something, you said environmental justice. And my question is, when we talk about the disguises through environmental justice, gentrification, or what I call backdoor gentrification, one of the things that they're doing is they're illegally taking our homes through the legal process. That is why I'm here today, and that's why I joined NAN, and that's why I came for Measure the Movement, to be able to put this on a national agenda. We have to stop them from taking our homes, and it's environmental because of where I live. They're taking my home because I live near downtown, near the Penn's Landing and city of Philadelphia, and it's prime property, and they've been trying to buy it forever. So these injustices are also totally wrapped up in the legal system and our civil rights, and my civil rights once again has been violated because I have to fight to get back my home. We need to do something about this.
Can I just say something about that? The reason why I spoke, because I had to let you guys know I'm from Orlando, and you all equate Orlando with Disney World. But you did not understand when I said we had 20,000 people that lived in a 1.4 square mile radius. Now, we got plenty of land in Florida. What you didn't understand was most of us were people of color. We're down to 6,000. But what people don't understand is when she's talking about taking the houses, and the city of Orlando purchased 2 homes last year from African-American families, gave them $15,700, $15,850. But when you wanted to buy land for a soccer stadium, you paid them 4 to 5 times the value of the land. This is what's happening to people of color when they want your land. They want your land, and because they are using our demographics to get these brownfield grants and the EPA to come and clean it up, they're cleaning it up, but it's not for you. So if you remove people of lower moderate income and you replace them with people who do make way more money, that is the definition of gentrification. Don't tell me it happens all over the world. I don't care. It's in our front door, back door, and everywhere around us, and you need to start taking a stand because it's happening to us everywhere.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Lawanna.
I just want to say it's a pleasure to see this panel be here this year. Like I said, I stumbled upon this, but I want to say this. Never doubt that a small group of committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that's ever has. Martha Mead. And then I want to leave you by saying this. Progress is a nice word, but change is the motivator. That's right. And change has enemies. Be ready to fight and be ready to take care of our middle name. It's time for action. Thank you.